welcome to episode 3 of the 33 FC podcast. Today's guest, we're joined by Jake. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks, pal. You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. Just a little
Good,
introduction
good.
on Jake. He's a Manchester United fan. Don't worry, I'm not going to use the same running joke as the past two episodes of the podcast.
United's not bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll stick with that.
You've been one thing I want to touch on dead quick before the football is JD for fitness. I think what you've been doing over lockdown has been a great incentive because you're showing many videos on how you can keep fit. And I saw recently you posted something on nutrition, which will help quite a few people, including myself.
Yeah. It's just it's like I say, while all this is going on, it's I had a fitness page before, like the kind of lockdown started, but with gyms being shut, it's just something to give people a little bit of hope, you could say, just to do something at home. Like I said, a little bit about nutrition as well. It's just giving people just something to do while this lockdown's happening, because apart from working, there's nothing else really anyone else can do. So yeah, it just gives some people a bit of an aim and a bit of a goal, I guess,
Because
to achieve.
it's one of them where I don't think you realise how many people actually benefit from it, but you don't do it. You do it for that, but you also do it for yourself because it's something you love to do as well. And I think that helps when you're engaging with people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if it's something that you love to do, mate, honestly, it just helps you. It just makes you want to do it more, obviously. You benefit others. But yeah, the fact that you have a bit of passion for it, just keeping fit in general. And I think, honestly, with us being out with football for a bit, it's made me want to get even more fitter. Do you know what I mean? Just getting ready for when the season gets back. Yeah, just keeping up my general fitness. But if it helps others as well, then that makes me happy. So
Yeah, brilliant. For those of you that are new to JD4 Fitness, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and check them out on Instagram. And that
cheers,
moves
mate.
us
Thank you.
nicely into the midweek results because obviously being a United fan, title.
Yeah.
I won't say title race took a bit of a dent because it's a long way to go, but you didn't help yourself midweek, did you? But he was actually quite poor against Sheffield United.
It's just one of them. We have them games that we play. We play against the top four, top six. And we get results against them away. I know it's don't make much of a difference because there's no crowd and stuff like that. But we play against the top six and we get good results out of them. Even like you say, like the draw against Liverpool and stuff like that, and then obviously winning them in the cup and stuff. It's you come off a good result like that, and then yeah, it's like they're the teams we should be beating. There's no easy game in the Premier League, but they're the teams should be beating, and depending on what happens at the end of the season, we'll look back on those results and think they're the ones we should have won. But yeah, it wasn't a great performance.
Yeah.
Sheffield United wasn't good.
It was good defensively, obviously, from Sheffield United. They knew what they was doing, set up right from the start. Like they had a back five and then a back three in front of them.
Yeah.
You think that you needed more creativity to try and break them down because it even plays like Bruno, Pogba just look flat, but it doesn't help when you're having no movement up top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, exactly. I think it's just creativity. I mean, if you have Fernandes on the pitch or Pogba, you expect it right away, don't you? You expect something to happen, but yeah, even them didn't. Just didn't have a spark or anything like that. Just Rashford, Martial. Yeah, none of them created anything really. I thought Rashford had a really quiet game. He didn't have one of his best games. I think sometimes United they play a little bit too casual sometimes, like giving the ball away cheaply. Instead of getting it to feet, they look for that long ball over the top, and it doesn't always work. But credit to Sheffield United, they defended great. Jagielka flipping heck.
Yeah, really are.
Still going 45, 45, 50 years old, something like that. And he's he did good against us. But like you say, you got to give credit where it's due, haven't you? They defended well, stopped us from scoring, and we'll just have to try and bounce back now from that result.
Yeah, and then in other news, there was a sad area to come out on this match. No player deserves to be racially abused after any football match in general in society. It's just that it's not kind of words. It's out of order. Sadly, Axel, Tuanzebe, and Anthony Martial were subject to racial abuse on the social media accounts. What do you think we could do more of to try and prevent this? Because it's happening too much, isn't it, now on regular occasions? A player has a bad game and then they're subject to derogatory comments on the social medias.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's something that I don't know. we try and stop it, don't we? We try and, stand together with all football clubs, try and stand together to, unite against it and try and kick it out as well. It's one of them. It's been happening for a long time, and so, we just, we're in the 21st century now, and things like that. It's happened in the past, and we shouldn't be doing it now because, like you say, you hear reports and stuff like that, and you just has an effect on people's, especially the players who are getting affected by it, has an effect on their, mental well-being.
Yeah.
It has an effect on the families and stuff like that. And the best thing we can do as clubs, as like a board, is just to stand against it, and just whoever's like causing these kind of things to happen, these these racial comments, these racial gestures and stuff like that, just to literally ban them from all medias, all football. That's the best thing they can do, because, like I say, unfortunately we can't stop it, but at least we can stand against it. I think that's the best thing we can do, really.
Because it's an horrible situation, and we're in 2021, but yet sometimes you feel like you're moving backwards in some sort of in these areas where players who just want to go out and enjoy the football are wondering if a misplaced passing going to come under this sort of abuse, that sort of, where they should be going out there enjoying themselves. They're literally doing what we would love to do as their work.
They shouldn't have to play a game and then worry about what someone's going to say on social media, or what if someone's going to give criticize them about something. They expect to have a bit of criticism on the performance. Don't get me wrong. Every player expects that, but to have any kind of racism is it's not right, and it shouldn't be happening in today's game.
Yeah, 100%. And going on to sticking with United just for the time, what do you think's gone right this season? Because I know even though you've gone out of the Champions League, you're still doing well in the Premier League, FA Cup, and I wouldn't mind putting you down as one of the favourites for the Europa League.
Yeah, I think, like I say, we've done good. I think it's just we had a bit of a bit of a turnaround, really. I don't know what Solskjaer's done. He's got the squad together. I think the players, the likes of like Fernandes, he's made a big difference. Even when he comes on, he starts nearly every game, but even when he comes on, he makes a big difference. Like I say, we're having a bit of a good run in the cup. We're on is it the 5th round next or something like that in the cup. And in regards to, it's early to say at the moment, because the season's had a bit of a delay anyway with what's going on. But if we can be title contenders, then I'll be looking forward to that. I think at the moment it's whether we're going to win the title or not is probably a bit too soon to say. But I think the way we perform, if we bounce back from obviously the previous result, then I think we've got a good chance. And as far as the Europa, what round are we in the Europa League? I don't even know where we're up to in that.
I think it's around the 32.
Is it? Right. Yeah, so like I say, if we get a good run in that, hopefully, which I think we'll have a good chance. I know there's some tough teams in that as well, but I think we'll have a good chance in that as well as the league. So we'll just see how far Ole takes us, really.
Yeah, you touched on Fernandes there. Do you think he's brought a winning mentality back to United? Because since he's come in, there seems to be like a different drive about the team, because everyone wants to work like a little bit harder. He runs for 90 minutes, chases everything down. He's just like got that bit between his teeth.
Yeah. I think he's just we've not had a proper leader at the club since Ronaldo. I probably would say like Rooney was our last proper leader we had, and we had like obviously Keane before him. But since he's come into the club, Fernandes, it's just like he's gelled the team together. You know what I mean? He's got the boys working. You can tell even like when he has an off game. You can still tell he's playing. Do you know what I mean? He has that, like you say, that leadership role that we've been missing for quite a few years. And I think, like I say, it does make a big difference in the team. Like I say, the way he gets the lads together, and the way he creates. He creates more or less 9 times out of 10. He does create something in a game, and it helps the team push forward. So. I think we struggle without him this season.
Yeah, I heard something that Yannick Bolasie said, because he played with Bruno Fernandes. He said that he even had to go up people in training if he wasn't putting 100% in. And I think that's something that's come back into United. You could quite clearly see people were down tooling over with different managers. But even with Ole and his inexperience, Bruno's gone, no, we do it this way. We want to win stuff now. Go back to the United of old.
I think that's the thing. I think he understands what the core of the club is. Do you know what I mean? He understands what it is to be like a Manchester United player. I think, I think even in training, that's what he should be like in training as well. You know, he should be, having a go at each other, kind of saying, this is what it takes to play for the club. Probably like you say, like Balassi said, if he said he had to go at people in training, that's kind of what you want. That's what you should expect of like a leader at United, really. And like I say, I mean, I can see him being a future captain of United, definitely. If not now, he probably deserves a captaincy now at United. But yeah, no, like I say, I think just his leadership is a big part of the club, and I suppose it's helped Ole as well. Like I say, Ole's not really had much experience in management, and to lead a club like United, if he's got players like Fernandes to help him along the way, then yeah, it's a big bonus, I think, for Ole as well.
I think one thing that's helped you as well, I want to give credit to Marcus Rashford here, because not only has he been phenomenal on the pitch, stuff he's done off the pitch, like, it's been quite incredible. But I think that's filtered through the club, to be honest. I think more people think that this kid's, 22, 23 years old and he's doing this already. It's about time we actually raised our level and proved that we can be on his wavelength, Bruno's wavelength. And I think it's just a good effect on the club.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, Rashford, he's set an example just for, not just for United players, but he's set an example for all footballers, how they should be. Standing up for children's campaign for free school meals is, it's just something special, that. And, for someone his age as well, like say 22, 23 years old, he sets an example to the rest of the team and to, the rest of the players around the world, really, what they should be doing. And you can tell just from that it's had an impact on his football as well, in a way. Everyone comments on him, just saying how good he is, and it's like I say, he does lead by example from what he has done on and off the pitch.
Yeah. If you could sign anyone in January for Manchester United, it's a question I ask everyone, right, for their club, who would you go for?
I'd either go for Messi or Ronaldo.
All right, within reason.
Realistically, I don't. It's one of them, isn't it? I mean, you look at areas on our team where we just need a bit of strength. At the back, we seem to be doing okay and stuff. Midfield's all right. It's a tough one, really. I don't know. I've liked someone like Toni Kroos. I don't know why. I just think I've watched him at Real Madrid, and he's still, he's still going strong for the team. He kind of holds that midfield together. Even though we sometimes seem to be okay in midfield, I think he'd probably be a good addition. I would have gone in for Gareth Bale if he hadn't have gone back to Tottenham. I would have given him a try out, because I think he's got a lot more to give. I know he can be injury prone sometimes, but he would have been a player who would have liked to see United, just see how much more he could give, I guess.
Yeah, he's not the best to look, has he, at Tottenham? I think he's only started a few games, and even when he's come off the bench, he's not looked anything on his old self.
Exactly, yeah. Just, he was at the start of his season at Madrid, his career at Madrid, he was doing great, and then obviously had a bit of a rough patch with Zidane and stuff. And then, I think coming to the Premier League and coming back to Tottenham, has probably done him good. But yeah, I probably would have, if it was Ole, I probably would have entered that race of trying to sign him and, give him a chance, see what he'd be like at United. I think
it was one of them, wasn't it? They were so het up on getting Sancho that they forgot any other players were available.
Yeah, exactly. Sancho, yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it. I forgot about him. And I think that's the thing. I think the whole attention was around Sancho, wasn't it? And, it wasn't to be. But I think I don't know. I think he probably wants to return to the Premier League. I'm not sure who to, but he seems to be doing well at Dortmund, doesn't he?
Yeah. It was nice into 33 FC this, because obviously we've had our first season. I know it's not officially ended yet. There's still a game to go. How have you found it?
Great, honestly, mate. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I think since joining, I just knew, like I say, I knew a few of the lads anyway, like yourself, and about 3 or 4 others. And you could just tell right away, first training session, our first game, that the lads are going to gel, work together. Yeah, no, I think it's been great. Like I say, the way we've done the season started off great. You know, I had a couple of results that we could have, you know, done better, but you know, that's football, isn't it? You know, you have good results, you have bad results. But no, I think as a club we've done brilliant now with what we've achieved, and hopefully, like I say, we can achieve that in the rest of the season and the season after that, and hopefully, yeah, see where it takes us. The
I'm
club.
talking on your own like player development. Your player that started off at left back but moved into central mid. Have you found that transition? Because obviously this year you've been quite bloody good in centre mid.
Yeah, bit tough really, because I've always, even before joining here, I've always been like playing along the back and stuff. So yeah, I wanted to have a go in midfield because that's where the ball like tends to be more, you know, it lands, doesn't it? So you tend to get a bit more involved in midfield. It's a tough position. Don't get me wrong. You know, feels like constant running, and you know you get stuck in and stuff. But yeah, no, I just thought, you know, try somewhere different. You know, you got to adapt to new roles in the team, haven't you? So yeah, I think trying somewhere like centre midfield, and you know, it's helped with the players that I've had as well, you know, along me. So yeah, like I say, just I'm on then, mate. As long as you don't play me up front or in net, then I'll be all right.
You've been on the score sheet twice this season.
Twice, yeah. One of them I didn't know nothing about. It just literally came off my shin, but it went in. So yeah, I was quite happy about that. So yeah, no, I'm looking to. I think that's one of my aims, is to get a few more goals, create more chances, and it's just working 100% for the team, isn't it? You know what I mean? Just trying your best. That's all you can do.
I think one thing you touched on there, you know, a few of the lads from previous, like we've done a few games at stadiums, like we did one at Chester and one at Blackburn.
Yeah.
And we found like just going into like 4 times Sunday league instead of just like the one-off matches.
Yeah, it feels like it don't feel like it's once a week. It feels like it's every couple of days. You know what I mean? Because you have your training on top of it, and yeah, it's tough. I've not done a full Sunday league for quite a few years, so I have found it tough, like I say. But it's, you know, once you've been used to it before, you kind of don't lose it, if you know what I mean. You get used to the Sunday mornings, getting up and, you know, playing the games and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of found it tough at the start, but I guess I got used to it.
I think they're the things that are the most in it, getting up early, not the playing.
Yeah, that's I think that's what's tough for some of our lads, I think, getting up early.
We sit
Tough for me
fourth in
sometimes.
Echo Sunday League. How do you think the campaign's gone this season?
Yeah, good, very good. Yeah, and I think it's where are we? Is it fourth? Is
Fourth
it?
in Group A.
Yeah. No, I think we've done really good. To say we're a newly formed team, I think we've done really good, because there's teams in that league who've probably been together for a few years now. So it's so obviously they'll have more experience of working together. But yeah, to say we're a newly formed club and we're in the place where we are at the moment, I think it's I think we're doing really well. And like I say, there's always room for improvements, but we'll keep working our way up, and I think we'll get there, mate.
Yeah, I think that's testament to you and the guys. They always know like when you can improve, how to improve, and they always go about doing it in training. They're not like making excuses or anything. Everyone gives 100%.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it starts on the training ground, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You put 100% in training, and it'll show it in the game as well. And if it's just that level of consistency. Obviously there's a few training sessions where lads can't make it, but they'll try during the week. They'll train to be ready for the match and stuff like that. So it's just keeping that level of consistency, I guess you could say. Just to, like I say, perform well in a game, stuff like that. Just make you feel good, I guess.
You won both player of the season, player of the season. How did that one make you feel?
Good, yeah. I'm surprised, really, mate. Yeah, no, I was very thankful for that. It's I think, like I say, there was a few players on there who could have easily got player of the season. Like I say, I won't say names because obviously it's not fair to leave people out. But I mean, there was quite a few. It was that.
Do it.
Well, there was a few. I think it was I think mine was tough between Mike and Dan. You know, I think them two, they've been consistent most games, been like good leaders in the team. But like I say, it could have been any of them really. I'm surprised. Like I said, I thought I'd done my bit, I'd done well, but I thought there was probably a few more players who deserved it more than me. But no, I was thankful for that, and like I say, to get player of the season as well. It's just credit to all the lads who voted really as well to think that I was the player of the season. So yeah, a bit more pressure on me now for next season, but well, like I say, I think it could have been anyone really, mate. All lads did well.
So we'll go. If you could sign anyone, I know this is a hypothetical question, but it's still a fun one, and bring anyone into 33 FC, who would you go for? Like,
if any player for 33 FC,
any player that you think would make a difference to the squad, because I know our squad's good as it is.
Yeah. When you say player, do you mean just like someone we know, or do you mean like?
Up to you, mate. Anyone, professional footballer, ex-pro.
Oh right, okay, right.
Just a bit of fun.
I don't know, probably any ex-pro like Giggs, Scholes. Giggs, Scholes, bring them in. They've done a bit of Salford, haven't they? They've trained a little bit with them before.
I see Beckham's still training as well.
Beckham's still training, yeah. Probably any of the class of '92. Could have them on the bench, couldn't we, or something like that? Bring them on.
Yeah, they sure get in. We got Dunny and Ainsley on the wings, you and Duff in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, feed the balls through into Giggsy and Scholes, and it'll be it'd be good. It'd be good if we had something like that. You know, one of like an ex-pro coming down just to watch us train or something like that, and get an insight to how they think the game should be played.
Yeah.
I would say someone like Giggsy or Scholes. I think they'd be a good addition even now to the team.
Yeah. Going back to Premier League, who's been your player of the season so far?
Well, it's tough. There's been quite a few players, haven't there, who stood out. I mean, you look at like Leicester, they've been obviously doing really well, and I think Maddison, I think he's been quite a good player this season. I think he's stood out. He's not had much of a mention, but I think he's been quite good. Obviously look at City, Liverpool. Do you know what as well? I think Gundogan. I think he's been.
Yeah.
I think he's stepped up quite a bit for City. I think he's been. Like I say, I think he's been quite good. He's like I say, he's not had much of a mention as well. But I think the likes of Maddison, Gundogan, Foden, he's another one who's done well at City. Like I say, it's tough to pick who's been player. I think obviously, like for us, for United, I would probably say Fernandes, and probably Wan-Bissaka as well.
Yeah,
they're the ones who stood out for United anyway.
You touched on Gundogan there. He's been phenomenal for City, hasn't he? Fills that void really well. Because against West Brom, you just seem to tear him a new one. I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but the positions he gets himself in terms of the goals he scores, it's just phenomenal. He's supposed to be a centre midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. I think as he stepped up on it this season, since he came to the club, he's always had a good reputation. He's always been a good player, but he stepped up this season. He scored goals that you probably wouldn't think he'd score, if you know what I mean. And I know he's quite good at set pieces and stuff like that, but I think Guardiola's kind of looked a bit more into him, and he's seen what he can actually do, really, Gundogan. So I think he's like I say, working that midfield with the likes of De Bruyne, in front of him. I think that's helped him out a lot. It depends on what kind of players you have around you as well that make you perform well. Like I say, he's had De Bruyne, Foden, Sterling. So if you have good players like that around you, then you're bound to step up your game, aren't you, and play well.
100%. And while we're on the subject of we talked about player of the season, who would you go has been the most underrated? Because there's been a few players that have slipped under the radar, hasn't there, this season?
Yeah. There's been a few. Yeah, I think, like I say, underrated. I probably would say Grealish. Maybe I think he's. I think, like I say, he's the way Villa in the league at the moment. Are they?
I'm not sure if the top half or 11th around there. Could be wrong.
Yeah, but he's kind of like held the team together, really, hasn't he? You know, he's been the one creating chances. Not, you know, really any club that plays against Villa, normally he gets a mention, doesn't he? Grealish. Yeah, I probably would say he's been the most probably underrated player, because he's, like I say, he's got a few goals under his belt this season, a few assists, and I think he's probably been an underrated player. There's
Yeah,
probably a few, even in the top four. You know, there's, like I say, I even think from United's perspective, probably someone like McTominay. I think when he's been on, he's got stuck in. He's done his bit. It's not started every game, but you know, you don't expect to start every game when you've got players in that position challenging. So yeah, I probably would say like be United McTominay, but yeah, played like underrated player of the season. Probably would say Grealish maybe.
Yeah, he touched on a good one there, McTominay, because he knows the values of Manchester United. He knows what the club means to him, as well as what the club means to like fans and stuff like that. You can see that in every performance he puts in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's only a young lad, but he can tell he knows what the club's about. I think he's been there from the youth academy answer. I
Yeah,
think. So he knows what the club's like in and out, even at his age. When he things like when he scores, you know, you can tell he's passionate about the club, and that's the thing. If you don't have a passion for your football team, you know, the club that you play for, then it's like, you know, there's no point in playing really. And I think McTominay, he does have that passion, and you know, to play for United, and he understands what the club's about.
yeah. And if you want a good example, like, go and watch his 2 goals against Leeds. You'll know how much United and Leeds go way back.
Yeah,
And the absolute
exactly. Yeah,
passion in the celebrations, that you could tell he's
yeah.
been waiting for that one.
Well, I remember the one he scored against City. I think it was when it was 1-0 up, and I think it
Oh,
was like
Edison
90.
bowled it out, didn't he? And he hit it from like 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and it just you could tell from that. I mean, it was one of them. I think you know, obviously I wanted to beat City, but it kind of gave Liverpool a bit of an edge to win the title that game last season. But yeah, no, you could tell like from that game as well. You know, he loves scoring that goal, obviously, because it was against City. But no, you can just tell I think he'll become a key asset to the United team in a few years. He already is now, but I think like a regular starting player, I think in a few years he'll become, and you never know, potentially captain. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens with him, but I think he definitely deserves it.
I think that's testament to United as well. They have the values of their academy, and you can see in the first team, there's a good number of players still there. I know obviously Lingard's on his way out to West Ham on loan, but there's still an abundance of players that have come through the academy in that first team, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I think the situation with Lingard was he's not had enough games really, has he, at United? You know, going to West Ham I think will be a good move for him. It's a long move, but I think it'll be a good move for him. Get his confidence back up. You know, you look at him probably a couple of seasons ago when he was under Mourinho. He was doing, I think it was Mourinho's like second season or something like that. He had quite a good season, Lingard. So, but like I say, the other players at United, the ones who are coming up, yeah, I think, like I say, they've got big shoes to fill. Obviously, with the players that are in the squad at the moment, but give them a chance, and I think, I think they'll prove themselves at United, because United's always been about youth, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Bringing the players up. So yeah, give them a chance, and I think they'll prove it.
I think the one question to end on as well here is the big one: Hey, Messi or Ronaldo?
But Cristiano Messi. No, do you know what? It's that's stuff that I've always edged a bit towards Messi, but I think Ronaldo, the fact that he's done it in all the league, like, you know, the 3 leagues, and you see his dedication, don't you, for the game, and his passion for the game, and I think that's, you know, that's a big thing. That obviously Messi, you see it in Messi as well, but I think from what you see of Ronaldo, just his desire to be the best, I think it just makes me edge a bit more towards Cristiano Ronaldo.
I think that's one thing I touched on. I think it was episode 1, that you can go to the best clubs in the best leagues, but if you don't perform, you're just another player. And he's proved that he can go to these teams and that raise his game. think he's about 35 years old. He performs like he's only 20s.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I say, he's proved it at United, Madrid, Juventus, and it's hard to be the best player at those kind of clubs. You know what I mean? Especially when he was at United, when he joined, when it was like 18, I think, when he joined United.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, and just to see his, his physical stature, the way he built himself up, like I say, to become like the best player in the world at that time was brilliant. And when you're at United, to stand out like that, just be that one player, and to kind of drag the team, it's it takes some doing. And the same at Real Madrid and Juventus. It's just, you think he'd slow down, wouldn't you? But he's it's like he's got better with age. Obviously, he was in his prime probably when he was at his probably second or third season at Madrid, maybe. But even now, he's still amazing just to watch him.
Yeah, I remember the days at United where he used to put best players in the world on the backsides defensively, like Terry, Cole. It's like joy to watch, and they've become a goal scoring machine ever since.
Yeah, exactly. In the league, he used to just tear defenders apart. I remember I watched. I think he's probably his toughest defender. His toughest defender to come up was probably Asher Cole. I think I watched a few clips on that, and I watched a few like battles between them two, and that was quite good. Sometimes Cole would win it off him. Sometimes Ronaldo would just go past him. So it was interesting to watch like battles like that. But yeah, against any other kind of defenders, they'd have no chance, would they?
No, I suffered him enough when I was watching Bolton, so it was nice to see him leave.
Yeah, yeah. I know he scored a few goals against Bolton and stuff like that, but yeah, he did his bit in Inter for us. But I think, like I say, he's 35 now, and whether he ends his career, I'd easily say he could play till he's 40, couldn't he? You know what I mean? Like Giggs did at United, he could easily play till he's 40 years old, and I think he'll finish at the top level, whether it's still at Juventus or whether it's going back to Madrid or United, wherever, PSG. I think he'll end his career at a top level, at a top club.
And of course, it would be rude not to touch on Messi there. He's a phenomenal talent, and he's just a joy to watch the way he just glides past defenders and puts the ball into the top corner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He's just he's the same. Like I say, because it's hard to choose between them two. Like I say, but over the years, he's just been unbelievable. Some say he's probably the best player ever, which he probably is. It's especially in our generation. I guess you could say he's been amazing. I mean, they've had a tough season, Barcelona. Obviously with the Messi saga as well, whether he was going to go to City or not. That was a big, quite a lot of talk about that, wasn't there? Yeah. But and like I say, it's probably affected the team slightly because he has helped them a lot. He has dragged them through a bit this season. But knowing Messi, what he's like, he's a professional. He'll just get on with his game. And for me, I think Barcelona is the club for him. I think he just suited to that style of play. Don't get me wrong, he would be good in the Premier League and at City. Other teams maybe he probably might stand out a bit more in the French league, or he probably would stand out in that. If you had him with like Neymar and Mbappe, that'd be a trio, wouldn't it?
You've just given defenders all over the world brief nightmares there, just putting them three together.
Yeah, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, it wouldn't be bad, that would it? Yeah, it'd be something good. But I think, like I say, it's suited to the Barcelona style of play, really, and he's been there since he was a kid. So I think that's the club for him, really.
Yeah. And on that note, this brings us to the end of episode 3. I want to thank Jake for coming on.
Cheers, mate. Enjoyed that.
And thank you for everyone stopping by and watching it. We'll be back with episode 4 in a couple of days. Welcome to episode 3 of the 33 FC podcast. Today's guest, we're joined by Jake. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks, pal. You okay?
Yeah, not too bad. Just a little introduction on Jake. He's a Manchester United fan. Don't worry, I'm not going to use the same running joke as the past 2 episodes of the podcast.
United's not bad, yeah. We'll stick with that.
You've been... One thing I want to touch on dead quick before the football is JD for fitness. I think what you've been doing over lockdown has been a great incentive because he's showing many videos on how you can keep fit. And I saw recently he posted something on nutrition which will help quite a few people, including